Hello, and thanks for joining me on Stampin' on the Hill today. I'm Deb Kais. I have today for you another Wayback Wednesday, and I'm going to show you we'll just jump right into it here, show you my desktop. And this was a long time ago. If you can tell, the strips that are in the background here were when washi tape was really popular. And I know we still have a little washi tape around here and there, but the idea was to make the focal point with I think this was a punch, and then some strips of color behind it. So I'm going to recreate this one for you. Let's move this out of the way here. And I'm going to start with just a piece of basic white. This is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored it 4 1/4. So we'll get that ready. Little bone folder action going on. This is going to go this way, so we'll put it here. And I've got 6 1-inch strips. Now these we're trying to figure out how to use some designer series paper pieces that you have left over. These are actually 6-inch lengths. You're not going to need all of this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off, and when you rip, you're going to my dominant hand is my right hand, so if you're left-handed, you're going to just the opposite, but you're going to rip this just a little bit off the top because I want to be able to see the rip mark. And then I'm going to I forgot how big this piece of paper is. It is 4 by 3. So I want my strips to come a little bit higher than my 3 inches right here. So I'm just gonna kind of gauge about where to rip, and I'm gonna make them various lengths. So I've got one there. I'm gonna rip all of these. Oops. That one didn't rip very nicely, did it? And then we're going to rip again, make this one a little longer. And again, still just ripping. I really don't want it to be a whole lot shorter than this first piece, but I think I like this side of this one better. Oh, that's the same one. See, look at that. This is part of this one. It's the same. I just flipped it over, and I'm using both sides. Let's go with about that big and about this big. Yep. And one more. Well, I could have just used the whole this side of that one, but that's okay. Let's go with wanted a little shorter one, but about here. Now don't throw away these pieces. I'm throwing them off to the side here, but I'm going to show you what I did with them because don't throw those away yet. All right, so then I'm going to organize these how I think I want to see them. Maybe I want that one works. Okay, and then making sure that I can still see the pieces here. Yeah. So I'm going to glue these on like this, and what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use this as kind of a guide. Let's see, bring in my glue, and let's put these upward a little bit. And all right, I'm going to measure sort of. So I've got about to center them on here. I'm going to leave about a square on my grid. So I'm going to start at one side, and it probably doesn't matter which side you start on. And I'm going to line this up with a grid. and line this up with a grid over here. And let's squiggle it around a little bit. Let me see if this is going to work. Yeah. All right. And then I'm just going to keep lining them up next to each other. So, oh, this one got really big, didn't it? That's okay. And then, and I'm trying to make them so that when I put this on, you're going to be able to see a little bit on both sides, even though we're going to cut the middle of it out. So we'll just keep going down and down. And then one more. I kind of like this light green color. Oh, so I was using the Meandering Meadows. So in order to pick out the rest of the colors that I used for this project, you can tell right here, all the colors that are in the DSP are listed on the back here. So I picked, this is Fresh Freesia. So that's going to be my focal point. And then I also picked out and these are just scraps, pecan pie and the blueberry bushel. So I'm going to bring in, set this aside now. I'm going to bring in see how I can position this so that you can see it. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Move the glue out of the way. All right, so we've got the platform number 1 and the shim number 2. And then these are cutting plates that didn't actually come with this one, but they're both cutting plates number 3. And then I'm going to put right in the middle of my, it's called Friends for Life. So I got the bundle. I'm just using the stamps for now, or I mean the dies for now. And I have some washi tape here. And I want to make sure that I'm lining this kind of together. This was really kind of fun. When I first tried this technique with this particular stamp set, I was kind of surprised, and I'll show you why. So I've got this sort of centered where the outline is, and I put the insert in there and lined it up where it's about, it's about even. It's not going to matter for my purposes. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this through. Move that out of the way for a minute so you can see what we got from here. So when I pull this apart, pull the washi tape off of it. Oops. And all the pieces come apart. The interesting thing is that it stays together. And on the inside of here, you have I'm going to use I didn't bring my take your pick tool over. So I'll just use these scissors here a minute. I know you're supposed to put them in the holes. That's what the holes are for, right? All right. And then it's got this outline, and I haven't quite figured out what to do with this yet. So isn't that kind of cool, the outline? Anyway, so we're going to set that aside because I don't have a purpose for that today. But these two pieces, there's lots. Okay. These two pieces, though, they're joined together right here, and I want this part. So I'm going to just cut this out kind of like this. That'll work for me because we're going to cover up that little notch anyway. And then I have this piece that I'm going to save. So hang on, and I'll show you in a few minutes what I did with that, because I made another whole card out of that little piece. All right, so this then is going to go over the top of here, and I'm going to use dimensionals for this. I put just a few, well, I put them in all the corners. And then I tried to put one up here so that it didn't squish. And then because I put one there, I put one at the bottom too. So we have 6 dimensionals on this one. Scrap pile is growing over here on the side. Alrighty. So here's what we're doing with this one. And then I have 2 words. This one is friend, and it's going to make like an outline, a shadow, and then this one is going to be a skinnier version. So I'm going to do the skinny version in the blueberry bushel. And I think we'll be able to get both of them in one pass. So I'm going to put this friend down here like this. And then I'm going to put this friend up here. And then I gently put these together and run them through. So the thing that now, I'm going to bring the whole plate over because I don't want to lose the dot for my eye right here. There it is. I don't want to lose that dot. So we're going to be careful with that. And the friend is just kind of a blob, the way that that goes. So that's fine. And let's take our, I want to take the eye dot out first so I don't lose it. I'm going to set it right there. And then the rest of this we can poke out. There we go. Just kind of like magic. So now this friend, I'm just going to put a little glue on here in a couple places. I usually do like the thicker spots and then kind of a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. I don't feel like I have to glue the whole thing. And then if you get some on your hands, you can just pick up the glue this way. Here we go. That's probably enough glue for just this piece. And then I'm going to gently stick it on here. My D up there better. Okay. And then from this little eye dot here, I don't want to squeeze too much glue here. So, all right. And I'm not sure if it matters which way it goes, but I feel like there is a way. I'm going to stick it on there first and then wiggle it around. There we go. So there's my friend. And we're going to stick this down with some glue. We're just going to kind of put it, oh shoot, you know what I forgot to do is my little bow. I was going to do a bow. Wonder if I can get it in there now. Nope. Let's see if I can pull this apart. See, we're all making a few mistakes here and there. Everybody does it, and there's always a way to fix it. That one came off. This one I'm going to slide under here. Forgot all about the ribbon. Darn. That way and this way. I was just putting a little bit of ribbon on the side here. That can go back down. And I was just going to tie it in a knot, so we saved the project. I always leave mine on the bolt. What do you guys do? I like to leave it on the bolt so that I feel like there's less waste when I leave it on. So we're going to do a bit here. and then go back through and come back around. And of course, you can never do it when people are watching. That's not too bad though. All right, and then my ribbon scissors, because those other ones will not cut very well. There we go. All right, so that's what I intended to do. Little ribbon, jazz it up just a bit, and then back with the glue and the friend here. Let's see, I'm going to put it here. So I probably just need some glue right through here. A little bit here, down here. I could probably have put, I should move this up a little bit so it doesn't fits in the envelope, right? I could probably have put some dimensionals under these bigger parts, but I don't think it really requires that necessarily. So there's that one. Here's another version that I made with different color friend. The rest of it is pretty similar. My strips went different ways. And then I told you I was going to show you what I did with the little piece that was left and all the little scraps. So I ended up making another. I used the exposed brick behind this just as a layer to add a little bit more dimension to it. And I used all these little pieces and cut them down even more, and then just put, or ripped them down even more, and then just put this over the top of that. And then I also used, there was an extra piece left because 1, 2, 3, 4, there's only 4 of these, and I had 6 strips to begin with. So I cut one down a little bit and put it under my label here. So anyway, let me find where I am. And so anyway, I hope that you get inspired by my Wayback Wednesday videos. This one was a bit of a challenge because we don't have washi tape. And I thought, oh, but we have so much designer series paper. Let's just use that instead. So anyway, that's where I went with all that. I would appreciate if you're enjoying these videos that you give me a thumbs up if you're watching it on Facebook. And if you're watching it on YouTube, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Again, feel free to comment. I love to read comments and I will reply when I see them. Until next time, thanks for watching.